Hey, so have you guys had the chance to look outside and see what's going on with the fans?
You know what? I think we're all just sort of in awe in the same way. Like, on the one hand, it's intimidating because we're just, like, this is new for all of us. But on the same token, our fans are so supportive. Like, they're out there and they're screaming, so it's intimidating, but they're screaming love and support, and so it's kind of amazing.
Love!
They're literally screaming the words, love and support.
For each of you, what's the craziest thing a fan has done?
I got past a baby once. Yeah, a woman who was like a Twi mom handed me a child and asked me if I could bring the child around to my cast members and have everyone say hello.
What, like to sign?
Yeah, just to say hello.
I look out of the car and Nikki's saying, "Kristen, can you just look over here for a second? Why are you holding that child?" Like, shoot me the picture.
I'm sure Rob has many stories for you.
I had a weird thing the other day where there were these 4 girls in Chicago, I think, who'd all at one of these signing things, and they'd all scratched their necks like that, like until it bled. When they came up to oh, can you hear me? when they came up to the signing thing, they all had these bleeding scabs.
I feel like this is a good opportunity for me to tell you.
Bleeding.
Kristen and I had quite a few little girls come up to us and let us know that they will be marrying you, but their mom says they need to wait till they're 21. So you know.
See, these mothers always getting in the way.
So the movie hasn't even come out yet. Do you guys feel the pressure from the fans?
Hopefully, you know, it's like when we have to do these Q&As and things. People just keep screaming the whole time. So hopefully, people will just scream the whole way through the movie, and like they won't even notice.
You won't hear anything.
But yeah, no, it does make it very nerve-wracking. Anything to do with hype is, you know, especially when it's no one's controlling it, and it kind of feeds itself as well. The more hype there is, the more other people hype it and question it and stuff. So it's quite frightening.
Let's go back to the actual making of the film. It was cold and wet and rainy, I understand.
We had to be prepared for every scene on the schedule, basically, because we never knew what we were going to have to do in days. You know.
Kristen had it the worst. I mean, she had to prepare for like literally 5 different days, which involves like 10 or 12 scenes, and I don't know how many lines or how much dialogue, because at any given moment, like, the clouds could just go over the sun, and then everyone's sort of freezing, thinking, should we make the move? Should we just wait? Should we just stick it out? I don't know how that affected the schedule in the long term. I don't know if we added on days. I wasn't really all there. I was honestly considering antidepressants when I left Portland because I didn't see the sun, and I grew up in Southern California, so.
How did the weather affect your hair, though? That must have been tough.
Rob's hair. Yeah, let's talk about that.
Rob's hair is impervious to anything.
That's it.
It's bulletproof.
He does more to it than we do.
Like a duck.
Kristen, you turned 18 while making the film, right? How did that change your work days?
I worked a 20-hour day on my birthday. That was a good birthday present. But it's so much better. I go so nuts having to go in and out of school and working. It's so hard to get your mind around both. And then you're also not there for a lot of like off-camera stuff in the scenes with the other actors. They're acting to little blobs on the wall.
Right.
And a lot of times I felt like I wasn't even in a scene that I was in. So I love it. It's great.
I heard you guys had an interesting audition. Do you want to tell me about that?
Yeah, the audition was, it was nice because he was literally the last guy to come in. And I was just thinking, you know, they asked me what I thought, and I was just thinking, okay, I really don't have any thoughts, and that is the worst. I was so ready to just be like, yo, I'm going to be terrible in this movie unless we find somebody that can, you know. So I was very excited.
What was it about him? What did he have that was it?
Tell him. You know, he didn't look like he was just totally preoccupied with looking good. He looked terrified.
He looked really bad.
He looked really. He's sort of also like incapable of lying, which sometimes works to his advantage and sometimes not at all. But in that
When
case,
doesn't it work?
did. Buddy?
What?
Yeah, I don't know
My
what you're
buddy?
talking about right there.
Yeah.
No.
Why?
Well, I mean, who wants to watch an actor lie on screen? It's not good.
What are you saying?
Well,
Okay, now you're making me really red. Answer your question.
Now we've just heard all 4 books have been commissioned. Will each of you come back to reprise your roles?
Yeah, I mean, if they've moved them quickly, because I mean, I've got me and Rochelle can't age. And Nikki. I always forget you're one of the vampires. None of us can age. So unless they shoot all 3 of them in for me in a year.